Jays fans, we saw this coming from a mile away, maybe 10 miles. In Game 2 of the wildcard series, the Jays fall 2-0 to the Minnesota Twins in a must-win game. And yeah, let's break it down. This was just very stressful, but I've been trying to control my anger and temper better, and I did a better job. And it's because I expected this. It's expected because of what we didn't do. So I said the keys to winning today in Korea. I'm in Gangneung right now. I woke up at 5:50, so it's like 3, almost 4 o'clock start time in Canada, Vancouver. Keys to winning: get on the board early, which we didn't. We should have got on in the first 3 innings. Again, traffic on, can't get a run. It's been the story all season, right? And then Barrios needs to be solid. Boy, was Jose Barrios dealing. We'll get to what happened, but he was absolutely dealing. His slurve was fantastic. Fastball command, got a little bit of the changeup. He got that swagger. He's just good against his former team. Good call. That was a good call by management to use Barrios against the Twins. But yeah, and then Springer needs to jumpstart the offense, and he did. He was 2 for 4. He was pretty solid. He had another good drive to center, but the ball just doesn't carry in Minnesota. It's weird, but and then don't let Minnesota get to Jarren Duran. They're closer that can throw 104 miles. It's ridiculous. Of course, Jordan Hicks for us, he can throw 103, but this guy's just kind of different. I predicted a 5-3 win. Just by starting pitchers alone, we were at a disadvantage because Sonny Gray had a better season than Barrios, but Barrios overall pitched better than Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray worked out of trouble in many of the innings. Players to watch was Julian and Lewis, and we did a pretty good job. It was we shut them down pretty well, and it was actually Julian's walk. Lewis's walk that started everything. Or was it Julian? No, it was Julian's walk. Yeah, no home runs. They didn't count it, but I'm pretty sure Merrifield got a steal at the 9th inning because it's 2-0. That's not defensive indifference, I don't believe. Okay, now let's get to what happened and why we lost. So, what inning was it? Yeah, it was the 4th inning. 4th inning, Barrios has like 46 pitches, right? He has like 46 pitches, and he walks Julian. It was a leadoff walk, yes. And then guess what John Schneider does? He replaces him with Yusei Kikuchi, a guy that's been stellar this year as a starter. It's not even a clean inning, right? The leadoff man's on. Kikuchi hasn't pitched from a bullpen standpoint since 2 years ago when he sucked. I feel like we might have gotten out of the inning better if we used Genesis Cabrera. Of course, I'm not saying to change the pitcher because that's an idiotic decision. I just don't understand. My brain can't comprehend. And Cabrera was warming up in the bullpen in the 2nd inning. Are you kidding me? Like, if Barrios was like struggling, gave up 3-4 runs, fair. They have a lot of lefty bats. Bring in the left-hander. Barrios is dealing. It's 0-0 in a must-win game. Barrios is not even a young guy. He's a veteran, and he deserves the respect. John Schneider has done a terrible job dealing with pitchers, taking them out early, not satisfying them. Happened with Manoah, happened with Barrios, happened with Kikuchi. Kikuchi rarely gets mad, but he got pissed at John Schneider multiple times this season. So they take him out, and then Kikuchi gave up an infield hit Biggio kept it in front of him but couldn't get the out, and then walks the next guy, and then Carlos Correa comes, base it up the middle. 1 run scores, and then there's I forgot how they scored the other run, but it was 2-0. Somehow the Jays got out of it 2-0 because somehow Kikuchi was able to get out of it. But that's the game. That's 2-0. And now fans, you might say, well, where's the offense? Well, that's where momentum comes into play. Imagine it's 0-0, right? Barrios still dealing, and then that chance, bases loaded with Matt Chapman. I'm sure Chapman would have a lot of pressure eased off his hands. And again, Chapman, we have a lot to talk about Matt Chapman, but wow, he had some chances this series. Let's see what else. Yeah, Bichette again, couple of hits. Let's talk about that. I forgot. Was it the 6th inning? Top 6. So we got the bases loaded. Kurt gets on, and then someone else gets on, and then with 1 out, Espinal pinch hits for Kiermaier. Good call. That's a good call. And Espinal gets an infield hit down the third base line. Bases loaded, and then Matt Chapman smokes the ball down the left field line. If that's in play, that scores 2 runs because it gets into the crowd on the left side. So that's out of play. That's 2 runs. Big momentum. Only 1 out, but that just hooks foul. Chapman's been very unlucky this series. Yes, he hasn't delivered when he has to, but game 1, hit a ball to the warning track. Taylor made an outstanding catch, jumping catch, and today robbed of extra bases by, let's say, 2 inches. I thought that was fair. I was watching the Korean commentating because Korea right now somehow was able to find it. It was so close. It was so close yet so far. Because guess what he does? He grounds into a double play. The one thing you can't do in that situation, you have to get the ball in the air. It wasn't even a 2-strike count. Chapman's got to do a better job there. But again, this is because of momentum. If it's 0-0, I bet Jays score at least a run. Maybe a sacrifice fly. Maybe that ball stays fair. Momentum is everything in baseball, not just baseball, in sports. And that should have been 2-1 Minnesota, or in hindsight should be 1-0 Jays, right? Or 2-0 Jays or whatever. This game could have been ours, absolutely. And now let's talk about John Schneider. He made 2 big mistakes. First, I don't think Little League managers would make this mistake. This is what frustrates me so much, but it's also so frustrating because I saw it from the wild card game last year. Taking out Kevin Gausman when he was dealing, and then they end up losing. He was dealing that you leave the ball to your man. That's your ace. That he was your ace. Technically, they said Manoa at that time, but Gausman was absolutely dealing. He was pissed too, and then that happened. The collision happened with Bo. I really didn't like Bo last year. This year is different. And then the second thing is you lose game 1 and you bring out the same lineup in game 2. David Schneider should have been inserted into the lineup today. Absolutely. He's the one that saved your season. He deserves a taste of postseason baseball. That was another huge mistake. 2 big mistakes, but of course taking out Barrios was way more. I said the MVP was John Schneider, 10 out of 10, taking out Barrios, not changing the lineup. And he's just still persistent. He doesn't listen. I don't know what Don Mattingly's doing. I know he's like the assistant, but if John Schneider's like, yeah, I want to take out Barrios, like, Don Mattingly should say something. Like, he has veteran experience. Why isn't Don Mattingly the coach, first of all? But why doesn't he have a say? It's like John Schneider and Pete Walker are the only ones that make the decisions, and I think that's terrible. I also think our hitting coach is terrible. I think Pete Walker can stay. He's really revitalized a lot of pitchers. Jordan Hicks, for one. I think he's done a good job with Berrios again, Kikuchi and everything, but John Schneider needs to go. He needs to go and get the hell out of here. That's all I'll say. And then finally, I want to say something with the Canucks. Kind of different story, but I feel like the Jays and the Canucks, or two teams I root for at the same time, can't have success at the same time, especially in the same year. So if the Jays did well, my gut feeling is like that the Canucks won't do well. And to be honest, the Canucks are my team. Both are my teams, but I have my heart and soul. Passion relies way more on the Canucks, to be honest. Because, yes, I was born in Ontario, Barrie, but I've been living in Vancouver most of my life. And my identity is there. And the team is starting to really construct well. And I feel like the Canucks can do big things this season. They had a good offseason. Of course, I'm not saying Stanley Cup contenders or anything. But if there was one team that I want to do better this season, I have to say it's the Canucks. So, yeah, it sucks that the Jays got swept in the Bo Bichette era. We're 0-5, 0-6 now. And we lost to the Twins. Tampa Bay lost to Texas in 2 games easily. That was embarrassing. Would have been better to face Tampa? I don't know, maybe. But Minnesota, they're not that great. They have good bullpen and they have Jaren Durant. But they're not top tier. We lost because we didn't play well. We were unlucky. And the biggest thing, John Schneider just outmanaged too many times this season. Next season, I want to see either Don Manley or someone else. Do I think we need to get more offense? I don't know. Maybe. Does Varsho stay? I feel like we should sign Kiermaier. I'm not sure about Merrifield or Espinal. There's a lot of years left. We have our time window of a World Series is pretty long because of Vlad and Bichette. I'm not sure about Vlad. I don't know if he's the guy that takes us there, but at least I can say that the future is still remaining bright because of guys like Horwitz, David Schneider, and Ernie Clement. They saved our season, technically, when the big bats and the original lineup couldn't. So that's it. Jays got swept. They're out now. I guess I have to root for the Dodgers. They're like my second team for baseball. But yeah, very disappointing. Woke up early to watch that, and I can't say I'm surprised. So let me know what your thoughts are. I think almost everyone will say John Schneider made a huge mistake. But yeah, it is what it is. And yeah, it's time for Canucks hockey, fantasy hockey starting soon as well. Got our team set up now. But yeah, as always, God bless. Stay safe. Go Jays and go Canucks go. Peace.